Don't worry, James.
He wants to start.
What's going on, people? It's the Clout 9 podcast where we talk about
God,
Cameron.
man.
What the absolute fuck is going on back there, man?
Oh God, nigga. Nah.
It sounds like
Nah.
are you?
Oh god, damn nigga.
It sounds like he's running through the sewers.
Oh man. Nah.
It's the Clout 9 podcast, people, where we talk about absolutely fucking whatever the fuck internet aids.
God damn nigga.
My co-host today, James. You got an opening statement for the people, then?
No matter what you do today, make it do what it didn't do yesterday, so you can make it done what it didn't do. Yeah.
And my second co-host.
Hey, I don't have nothing like that.
It doesn't have to.
Bro, I'm gonna say that
I don't have
every
nothing.
time. I'm gonna say the same thing.
If you
every
couldn't
time.
already tell, this is the first episode.
Oh shit, nah, I got opening statement.
God damn nigga.
Cameron, was that it? I swear to God, I will leave right now.
Oh my god.
I will leave, I swear to God. What is your opening statement, Cameron?
Nah, I don't want to say it no more, man. That's it. That's it. Oh. Nah.
Oh my
Yeah, that
days.
shit took the shine.
Bloody
What are
hell,
you
man.
talking about? What's going on?
That's the point, Cam. We don't
Walk
know.
on.
It's whatever. And James is watching football. Because apparently this conversation is not important enough to him.
Yeah, nah, I can multitask, okay? I'm not even watching the football match. I'm supporting. I'm just watching it because it's just there.
Who are you even watching? Who's playing?
Arsenal. I was watching actually just because they're losing. I don't know Arsenal.
Oh, of course. Did you? Who was it they were playing the other night? Then they lost 1-0 in the.
Sheffield.
Yeah,
United,
Sheffield,
or
that's the one.
United or something like that.
That game
Trash.
was fucking trash.
Arsenal were just trash, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, all right, let's get back to business. Let's have some structure to this thing. Wait,
Yeah.
so what were we actually even talking about today?
Wasn't it conspiracy theories?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you guys apparently decided this when I wasn't here. All right, fuck it.
Yeah, I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast at work. Where this guy was talking. They had this guy who used to work in the Navy. And then one day they're doing like test flights or whatever. So normally they would just go out off the coast of like California or something like that and just fly about, practice like defense techniques or whatnot. And then they saw this little like an aircraft. There was an aircraft that was like looked like a Tic Tac. But then they went to go chase it. They got instructed to go chase it, and then it was doing this weird thing where it was flying forward, backwards, left and right without any hesitation.
It was lagging. Oh,
It wasn't. It was just manipulating whatever. That's what they said it was doing, and it was just going with no delay or anything like that, no brakes. It was going left, right, forward, backwards, and stuff like that, and
Right.
then randomly disappeared. And yeah, there's a video of it. I saw the video, and then they tracked it by like normally when you see infrared videos that are like black and white, and then the white thing is just is heat signature or whatever. They had some radar tracking it, and it just went off to the left. And apparently, for the radar to lose track of it, it had to have been going at some mad speed that we don't have the technology for.
yeah, because there's things that they're like tracking it with. They fly at like what fucking Mach 1 or whatever that shit is.
Yeah,
It's
like,
speed of sound.
They said that like the planes that we're in could fly at like 600 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's fucking gnarly.
For that to get away from them in like it was literally in less than 2 seconds, it disappeared
I think
from their field of view.
that does ring a bell. I think I did hear about it. I mean, there's going to be a video version of this podcast as well anyway, so if I did find the video, then it will be literally right here. But yeah, I think I did hear about that, or see it myself.
Yeah. I don't really believe in it. I just don't believe in aliens.
The main
think-
reason I think why, not necessarily, I don't not believe in aliens, but I think the main reason why I'm skeptical is like, if there were aliens that could do all of those things that you just mentioned, why the
They'd be here
fuck
by
are they
now.
coming? Yeah, why? No, not even. Why are they coming here in the first place? Like, this is
Maybe there's some.
across the
Yeah.
galaxy. This must be the bottom of the barrel.
Imagine though, it's like a resource. If there was resources, they would come to it.
James, this is Borum Wood.
True. But I did also hear this from the same podcast. One of the guys said that one of the things I hear a lot about people who believe in aliens is like, oh yeah, we live in this massive universe. Of course, there has to be some form of like alien life, whether or not it's like as smart or as advanced as us. And then someone pointed out that maybe we are the most advanced creatures in this universe. That what if we just are? But then that wouldn't necessarily explain all the UFO sightings or whatever. So I don't know.
I don't know if that's necessary
Yeah,
because there's
that
like
wouldn't be correct if there was a UFO sighting.
Um,
Because for us to be the most advanced,
yeah, we'd
not
have to
really
recreate
yeah.
that.
So like,
yeah.
I think that's kind of, we can't. If that's the case, I don't feel like we are. If there are aliens, then I don't think we are, because
that would
if we're
be
assuming,
sorry.
if we're assuming that all these UFO sightings are real, like extraterrestrials, then
Yeah.
they clearly have much better technology than we do.
Yeah.
So
You know, Earth as a planet, I don't think it's even that old compared to some others.
oh, is it?
There are other planets capable of supporting life that are older than Earth.
They're just really fucking far. That's why we
Yeah, you know what actually wigged me out?
But then how can we
I was
even
in
see
maths.
that far? How do
telescopes,
we, how can we
James.
see?
Telescopes.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
and we a lot of the time
That's
we
not even how.
also a lot of the time we
You
don't
can
really.
see-
Go ahead, Cam.
Because it
You
seems
can
to
see-
me like it's just a massive guess.
Some of it is.
That's
Yeah,
science,
yeah,
James.
yeah.
That's
To
science.
tell you how they can they know where a planet is.
How?
They can see to a certain distance with a telescope. After that, I think you can measure something coming from that direction. I think it's like something from the star.
I was literally
You
just
can
gonna the
locate
radiation.
The stars, yeah, and you can
Yeah.
measure that from the star. Then, if there's a dip in the radiation or the light or something like that, it means there's a planet there.
Or there's something in the way, obviously,
That's
to
interesting.
create,
Yeah,
create
a
that.
planet when it's orbiting. That's why it dips. So then, that's how they know where a planet is and how big it is. But measuring its distance from the star, I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, like it just seems like
Because they're
fair enough.
literally
It's an
saying it's this
educated
far
guess,
from
but
the
it's still
star,
a guess.
and it has water on it. And I'm like, bro, how do you know it has water on it?
Yeah. Like I don't know, man. It's
Like they're
I
saying
don't
this
know,
is
bro.
what it could look like, but that might not be what it looks like.
Yeah,
exactly.
there's people.
Like even the guy from the video that I spoke about, he and his friends, where he used to work in the Navy or whatever, they would go to places that they know people would be camping, and then do this weird thing where they would fly over there really quickly, turn off all the lights, and then turn off the engines so they're just basically floating in the air, and then turn on their lights for like 3 seconds, rev their engines or whatever, turn off the lights, and then fly away fast as hell. And then boom, everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, we just saw a UFO," but it was really just them messing about, like
Yeah.
playing with people who are.
That's
camping out
another
in the
reason to
wilderness.
not believe in aliens, because we're really good at making shit up.
We're the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Just-
the aliens, bro. We are the aliens, man.
I'm telling you, man. People just can't be trusted out here.
Yeah,
They'll just
like,
come up with some nonsense or just prank each
bro,
other.
I'm
Like,
telling you.
it's like the Earth is flat nonsense.
I
Who
think
started
that's the
that?
worst one. I think that's the worst one, because I don't even know, man. It's just annoying
They're
to hear
just
something
yeah.
like that.
they're just
That
sending.
one makes me give up on all conspiracies now.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's what they want you to do, Cameron. Those people are
Nah,
the
man,
conspiracy.
when I say
Nah,
so,
bro.
I'm like, oh yeah, the moon landing wasn't real. I sound like one of them stupid flat earthers.
Dude, nah, because look at how many people got drawn to the fact that people are actually out there saying that the earth is flat, right? What do you think the fucking government and shit it doing
What
in
do
that
you
fucking time? whilst we're all distracted by how fucking stupid these people are for thinking that the Earth's flat. They are the conspiracy,
They've
bro.
been
They've been
stealing
sent.
oil
They've
from
been
under
sent here to pull the wool over our eyes, dude.
I don't even know. I just think it's just a stupid thought to have. Like, if you get up high enough, you can see the curvature of the Earth. So I don't know what else there is to.
But it's bait, James. That's the conspiracy I'm
exactly,
talking about. It's bait.
Yeah, it's like, how can you be so dumb? Like, I don't know, man. I think that's just ridiculous.
We got distracted while they're working on the next Ebola. That's what. It was.
Oh no, Ebola.
Which is what they say is like the biggest threat to our, or the biggest, what's it? The most likely cause of an apocalypse, should there be one, would be
Ebola.
No, not Ebola specifically, just diseases like that. An epidemic
More advanced.
or pandemic. That's what it would be called.
Robots.
No, I mean
Probably
it's literally
robots,
been out of all of the possibilities. That is like the
Right.
yeah, that's like statistically the most likely one to happen. So the fucking Black Plague will come back again, or some shit like
Or
that.
like in the 1300s.
Yeah, where it took out
Them rats. Bro.
Yeah, it was.
You know
What,
what's
what,
actually
what was
mad?
it? What was it, Cameron? Like a 7% of the world's population or some shit got killed by that fucking.
I
They
swear it was like
basically,
50% of Europe.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
basically
I
just
think it was
finessed
3
Europe.
million people in Europe died.
Let me Google it.
But
we
you know what's
we
funny
only use
as well?
accurate sources on this podcast.
Facts only.
Facts only.
Yeah. Big
Yo,
fact.
estimated to have killed 30 to 60% of Europe's population.
30 to 6. That's a big
Oh,
gap.
see, that's
Wait,
50,
whoa.
Apparently,
Why is that such a
the
fat
the
gap?
thing it says 475 million.
That is
Wait, what?
retarded. 475
Bro.
million.
No, wait, I'm seeing somewhere else 350 to 375 million. But that's still a lot, bro. Some rats.
Yeah,
just
well, they
killed.
did say 30 to 60%, so that sounds.
Australia's
Bro.
total world population.
That is
That doesn't seem right, man.
No, of Europe, he said, not of the world's population. He said of Europe.
Yeah, but
Of Europe, they think
How
that
is
that's
the
a lot of people for
population?
Europe.
that's
Back
almost
then.
500 million people from just Europe that died in the plague.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that sounds
that's again, yeah, that's the point, Cam. I mean, 1 billion
Actually.
people live in
And we
China,
got 7
so it's
billion
not,
people now.
and 1 billion of them live in China.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not that far fetched. I mean, considering that they didn't have anything for the longest time to like prevent it or stop it from killing them.
Yeah, true.
It
Yeah,
had
no,
to-
that has to
You know
be
what's mad as
inaccurate.
well?
if you coughed in the playground, you got stoned. Like the kids would just throw shit at you and kill you
Yeah.
right there.
You know, the plague didn't even originate in Europe.
It came from like Asia, didn't it?
It came from Asia.
Yeah, I heard
And
about
it's funny because it came from Asia and it killed all of those Europeans. And you know why? Because white people are nasty.
that. God damn. Bro, I swear they didn't know how to. Like, I don't know how accurate this is, but I heard they didn't know how to bathe until
So
they started.
African showed them.
Yeah, until they started enslaving Africans.
wait,
Yeah.
Africans showing them how to bathe properly.
If
Yeah,
it
there
came
was
from
that
Asia,
Tumblr.
then it
Hold
would
on, man,
it
let
would
me
have
check it
had to
out.
start from an Asian, then, nah? It would-
Yeah, it
I
was.
think
No, wait. No, the disease was carried by rats from Asia.
yeah,
Oh, okay, got you.
yeah.
That's a
So then
long
rats
swim.
had all
Yeah,
the Infinity
European-
Stones,
but then
and then they
Europeans
came
got-
to destroy Europe.
Europeans were just nasty, man. They're still out here throwing this
Cause-
shit out the window in a bucket.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it,
they
like,
they
back
had
in
a lady that
Shakespearean
used
days?
to lick people clean, or I mean to
That is
get rid of
disgusting.
diseases.
Excuse me?
Yeah, she
Excuse
used to cure people by licking them.
That is
That's
disgusting.
This is again, if you're
Surely
watching
you
the
should
video
do
version
everything
of this
through,
podcast, this is
bloodletting.
actually here.
They used to just be like, yeah.
'Cause
you
I-
sick? Give me some blood.
I
Let's
heard
just drain the
that
blood out.
in like Shakespearean days or whatever, they only used to live to like 30 or 40, and that used to be it for them. They used to die mad young.
It was young. It was
Yeah,
way
yeah.
younger. Yeah, I think
Imagine
like
dying
20,
before you even
25
had
or
grey
20.
hair. If you had grey hair, they probably thought you was wise as hell.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that man's got grey hair.
Yeah, look at him. Damn, he up to 60, boy. He must be-
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, man, my boy's
Bloody
60.
hell.
Oh my god.
31.
Oh, God,
What?
like, you're gonna be fake. We're like, damn. man. They must have been so surprised.
Imagine
Wow.
only just getting to your 30s and having some kids call you old timer.
Can you imagine? But I guess they kind of like, it was kind of normal to them. I guess 30 was like their 70.
Yeah.
But imagine how quickly you have to live life though. If you were dying at 30, 40, that must be so dead.
Yeah, that's why they're all drug addicts. That's where drugs came from, James. Every single one of them niggas was drug addicts, bro.
Yeah, probably.
Especially Shakespeare.
Yeah, boy, that was on the opium, mate. Spot of opium.
Mate.
You know, I just
Spare
found out the
side,
other
yeah,
day
good
he
sound.
invented the word cunt.
Who?
Shakespeare.
He invented the word what?
What a lad.
Cunt. Yeah, he invented
Did
that.
he actually?
Yeah.
I don't understand why that word is so frowned upon.
I think because of how sharp it sounds.
I can't wrap my head around it.
It's just the natural like pronunciation of the word, I guess. Cunt is so.
Yeah, it's just not
Cunt.
pleasant for people's ears.
Yeah. I don't even know if I
Crazy.
can upload this because I said that so many times.
You just block it out, like, play it out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that word is like I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around it. Maybe my brain is too small or something. I don't know, man. I don't know.
We'll refuse to comment on that one.
Damn. Okay. Cool. That's how it is.
I didn't really mean to hurt
Oh,
your feelings. I was just doing it for. I was just.
Hey. Hey.
Hey man, look! I just want to make people laugh. Bro.
Other conspiracy theories are there. JFK was another one.
I forget in what aspect that was a conspiracy again.
There's Bear. There was that he wasn't acting alone. He was. There was no way he could have shot that many bullets in that speed in that amount of time.
Yeah. How many times you get filled up though?
Lee Harvey Oswald,
Oh,
JFK.
I might mute my thing for a second because I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me crunching KFC.
Damn, alright, but
I mean, it's a fucking.
Also, I'm trying to watch some anime.
cool.
I mean,
So in other words, you're
that.
trying to do as many other things except this podcast.
I'll be back. No, I'll be back like in like 10 minutes when I finish my KFC. But I'm really gonna enjoy it to the max.
That's a fair point. That is
fair
true.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
He
How do I
up,
mute?
Chief.
You could just
I don't
listen
really-
and chime in when you have something stupid to say, I guess, which is
Oh,
usually what
I'm
you
just
do.
gonna play my anime in the
I
background.
guess-
It'll be the theme tune and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you go, Brandon? I don't know how to mute, man.
Mute him.
No, just mute yourself. I think he wanted to mute himself, but
I don't think I don't think he knows how to do it either. You can just mute him. So
yeah.
he's watching it in flipping subbed as well, bro. He's he's an OG. Wow. Anyway, yeah. In what way was that? Oh yeah. So you said you couldn't have shot that many. How many times did he get shot anyway? I thought it was
Who?
just JFK.
JFK?
Yeah, I thought that was just a one bullet job.
He got shot once, but there was this theory about the bullet going through JFK and hitting this other guy. I don't remember what his name was. But the other guy that was in the car, the bullet broke his wrist, and then something about the quality. The bullet was basically in pristine condition,
Oh shit.
but if the bullet hit bone, the bullet would have been distorted in some way. So there's like a weird conspiracy theory about that. There's another one that because he married Lee Harvey Oswald, because he married a Russian woman, maybe he was under the orders of Russians to kill JFK or something like that. But yeah, that's
I always
kinda-
thought with presidents, they never really are. They're just the face type of thing. I always thought.
What do you mean?
Like maybe that's another conspiracy as well, where yeah, like literally like I just said, the presidents are just the face. Like they don't actually run the shit. It's
Do you think?
like the CIA and the Secret Service and all that shit that actually, because at the end of the day, like how much have, again, this is just me being ignorant, how much have presidents really done over, you know, their time in the office and shit? Like how much
What,
of it
as
was
in
you know, what
it's
did they
just
do?
their idea.
Yeah,
sold
yeah.
Their idea. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of, because I guess like, especially in America, I think, or even anywhere, like even in this country, like, don't you have to go? Even if you want to do something, you have to go through Parliament first,
Right.
and then it's like if Parliament agree with it, then it happens or something like that. Then it gets passed through. But
So it's never really just like the prime minister or anything, you know what I mean? So,
that's a good point, I guess. It's kind of interesting. I don't know, man. Politics is just weird in general.
yeah, it gets niggas assassinated, bro. That's largely why I will never go into politics.
Yeah, nah. Politics is just it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This I mean, it's now started to transpire into gaming as well. We've seen with Blizzard. I don't know if you heard the whole like story that went down with that.
What happened?
Since the last time we did this, there was a professional Hearthstone player. You know how there's like
Basketball player?
No, Hearthstone, as in the card game,
All right.
based on World of Warcraft, I think it is.
Yeah.
He's a professional Hearthstone player from China or Hong Kong, something like that. And you know how there's like protests going on in Hong Kong right now and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he won a Hearthstone tournament. Said something like liberate Hong Kong, or basically something short and brief to say that he sided with Hong Kong.
And he got killed.
No, they
Oh.
they took away his tournament winnings. They banned him from competing for a year, and the two casters that interviewed him got fired.
Damn. That must suck. Bro.
And
You do
because
all
of that,
with-
this was literally just like a month ago or something as well. And because of that, people have actually boycotted Blizzard, like-
that's good though. That's good.
canceling their
wild,
World of
bro.
Warcraft subscriptions, all that shit. And
Let's take my man's monies.
it's a thing of China have like their hand in everything. They own a bit of Blizzard. I just found out they own TikTok.
Oh, damn.
China own TikTok. Bro.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, that's wild. I
So,
did not know that.
Like, people are like, yo, we need to wise up and start like looking at keep an eye on China a bit more, because they own a portion of the NBA.
No way. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I just thought they just had a really good relationship with the NBA.
Bro, nah, yeah, they have they have money in that shit, man. The
Yeah.
NBA is huge in China. Like,
In China, yeah, it's
Yeah.
massive. It's the second biggest market for basketball, China.
second biggest. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm guessing behind the US.
Behind America, yeah. Behind
Yeah.
America is the, yeah.
It's like even to the point where like when they have like kids and stuff, they like name them after pro basketball players. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I guess with how many? What's the population? 1 billion, isn't it?
Yeah,
China.
yeah, and climb. And I think like 2 years ago or like 3 years ago, they lifted the one-child ban or some shit.
Yeah. So now
Which is nuts.
have hella kids running up in there.
I think there might still, and don't quote me on this, I think there might still be a thing against having male kids though. Like
Really?
the male population in China is too high. It's legitimately too high.
Oh,
I think it's like twice the amount of females. China's a
sausage fest out there, bro.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
No girls. Straight PP up in there, bro.
It's crazy. We used to learn
Oh.
about that at school. Like that was in my geography lessons. The one-child policy and shit. And now it doesn't even exist. It's crazy.
Because I heard that they took that away because it's basically like human rights violation. Do you think that's would you?
Absolutely. That's fucking yeah. Sorry, you actually can't have any kids. If you do, we'll kill them. Yeah, that's
Was that the punishment if you had another kid? You would kill it.
I mean, I assume so. How else are they gonna control it? What are they gonna do with it? Put it in like
That's true. They can't really do
Put it in
much.
a
They
box.
can't just say, "Oh, don't have more than one kid." Nothing's gonna happen to you. Because I guess like they would just have more kids if they really wanted to.
Yeah, they just. I think the families themselves get a fine. That's for damn sure. They have to pay some sort of.
I guess that
fine.
would make more sense.
But as for the kid itself, I don't know, man. They just put that shit in a jar, put it on a shelf. They have some, have some. It's just this whole room of dead babies in jars.
Yeah, are there any like conspiracy theories that you believe?
I think I believe
Any conspiracy theories that you fully believe in? At least for now, there's nothing anyone can tell you that would make you think any different.
Yeah, and it kind of is because I can't be bothered to look into it myself as well. But 9/11, 100%,
Well,
100%. That is,
that's excellent because I was actually thinking about that.
yeah, inside job, man. Definitely.
Really?
Hell yeah. I mean, the fact that the only reason I say that is because when the plane fucking flew into the side of the building, it just collapsed straight down. Like that's legitimately not how physics works. Right?
Basically, I watched this video this one time.
Yeah.
And it's basically saying how. Well, the video I watched today was basically saying, like, do you talk about like the whole jet fuel can't melt steel beams thing?
Yeah. It doesn't burn hard enough to melt steel. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know if you shoot a ping pong ball at 500 miles an hour, it will basically blow through a ping pong bat, it will basically just create a hole through it. So, and I guess like the main argument that conspiracy theorists have about 9/11 is that because planes are made out of aluminium and the beams or the beams in the Twin Towers were made out of steel, there's no way that the aluminium thingy plane could basically penetrate the steel beams.
Oh,
but
yeah.
If a 200-ton plane moving at 500 miles an hour,
Right. Yeah.
comes in contact with a steel beam, then surely it's gonna just destroy it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm surprised people even said that. Like, I don't get me wrong. The ping pong ball fact, that was something
That shocked me.
that's fucking
I
wild.
was
Like,
huh? Like that
I need to see that.
Apparently there's a video
Yeah.
about it. So
Again,
I was like, okay, cool.
That's actually.
That's kinda
I'll
wild.
put that in the video version of the podcast as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, like you just said, it's a 200 fucking ton plane flying
Yeah.
at
moving
however
at,
fast planes do. What, 500 miles an hour?
I think they do like 500, 550 something
Yeah.
like that.
That's not.
but-
What did they expect it to do when it hit the side of the building?
So-
Sorry, mate.
Come
Let
on,
me
bro.
just turn back.
Let me just make a U-turn. Another one I heard as well was like, because the video, I guess there's like, obviously there's more than one video, but there's really mainly one video that most people see. But then I think there's another one where they kind of show what would have happened on the inside.
Right.
That was basically the penthouse, the top part of the building collapsed first, and then I guess that meant that all the rest of the internal floors collapsed. So I guess it was just basically like the outer structure that was intact, but I guess it couldn't hold itself, and then it just collapsed on itself, which is kind of why
it fell straight down.
Yeah, why it fell straight down rather than tumbling on its side or whatever. And then there was another one that I saw that was, you know how everyone, like firefighters or whatever, say they heard an explosion.
Yeah.
I can't remember the specifics, but there was like figures for temperatures and stuff. So basically, there was the fire alone from the explosions. I think there was diesel tankers in the buildings as well, on different floors. And
Because where else are you gonna keep diesel tankers, right?
yeah, I don't know why there were diesel tankers in. I'm talking about just like in the Twin Tower building.
Yeah, that's
like I don't understand why they were there. But then also the fuel from the planes. So the aluminium on top of each other, or like it kind of created a sort of like a furnace type thing, where it insulated all of the heat and all of the fire, and then I guess that kind of caused a sort of explosion, which would explain why people were saying they heard an explosion and then the building collapsed on itself.
Well, I mean,
But
yeah,
I don't know, man.
There's
It looks weird. Obviously, the video looks weird to look at.
but
Like, to see it
that could
collapse in
be
the way it did.
that
but
could be
I
two
guess-
things. The fact that it. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah. The way,
Yeah, I guess everything looks weird or sounds weird until it happens for the first time, and then everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Like that just happened. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't really like see the
Yeah, that is the flip side
appeal
of doing it. Yeah,
conspiracy
why would
theories.
they? Oh, I was gonna say more so so for those people that do believe, it was an inside job, what
Yeah, really,
do
what
they
would
stand
to gain?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what do they stand to gain?
So that is a good counter argument for that. Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, should any money be raised for that sort of thing? I mean,
yeah, like I don't know. I guess 'cause
the government's
don't you
losing
think-
out because they're paying a shitload for the people that that rebuild that shit, right?
yeah, and I think people were saying that I don't know specifically, but isn't that why they were like, okay, yeah, let's go Iraq and then we can go take all their oil? Was it because of 9/11? Was that because of something else?
I think that was because of something else. I think
Alright.
was that when man like Bush was
Yeah,
yeah.
that guy.
Well, maybe I was wrong about the whole decision making thing then, because I think that was just him wilding out. I'm not gonna lie. I think that had to do with just him wilding the fuck out. Like,
Yeah, let's go Iraq and go.
you often hear like actual veterans like, we didn't belong out in Iraq. There was no reason for us to be out there.
Yeah, nah, I don't know, man. The world is just messed up, bro. It's
And-
as simple as that, really.
Which is precisely why we most definitely are not the most advanced race out there. Shit like that. Just the fact that we implode on ourselves is insane.
True.
And it makes you wonder if like other species do that.
I don't even know if there's other species out there, but for the sake of argument, I'll say there are.
Or even just
Right.
animals. Even just animals that you and I see every day. Like, do they have...
Probably.
Do animals
I
have
don't think-
politics? Is I guess what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's like the prime minister that's a lion.
Yeah, because I just found out that whales commit suicide too. Like,
Damn.
I don't know how. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
That-
Like, how, thinking, I'm just sit in this water real quick and just
Yeah.
die. Like, how,
Yeah,
does that
I'm
happen?
gonna drown. Oh wait,
I'm gonna drown.
I'm gonna drown in some air, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But
Oh.
I heard this thing that was like,
Cameron's returned. Hello, Cameron.
Excelente.
Hey, I do say with the AJ, in the Kool-Aid. I heard that you all talking about whales committing suicide. Now I had to get in on that good stuff. Yeah, don't they just sink?
Don't they just sink? Boy, I hope so. Well, that's gonna sound really insensitive that I
Hey.
kind of want to see that. But how the hell? Like, I kind of want to see that.
Oh wait, it's not when they
hell?
beach themselves.
Oh. That's such a lengthy process, though.
That's like
What?
that's like basically like that's like us drowning.
Yeah.
ourselves.
Oh, well, I imagine it
It's the
takes
equivalent.
much longer for a whale, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're
Why would it take
huge.
longer?
They're fucking huge.
Bro,
Their
just
lungs
'cause
are
they're
so
bigger
big.
doesn't mean it takes longer to drown.
That is.
But can't
I
they
feel
still-
like that's
I would assume
exactly
so,
what.
right? Wouldn't they
No,
be able
it's
to like
not.
store more water in their system to keep them alive for longer? But I guess
No.
if they empty themselves,
You
of
can't
all-
store air if you're
Or you can
someone
hold
that
your breath.
breathes with lungs. You can store air.
Wait,
Okay, well, it might not be
long.
long for
No,
them.
bigger
if you
lungs.
hold your breath, that's not
If we-
you don't. That's not how it works.
No, if
You
we
need
no
to
wait.
continue breathing to live.
If we had bigger lungs, wouldn't we be able to hold our breath for longer?
Yeah, because we were able to take more
And
oxygen, right?
Yeah. So then that means
Oh.
it will take longer for us to suffocate or drown ourselves.
Maybe, but you're also like it's not. Like, there's no scale factor. You're making it so bigger lungs on a person. The whale needs more air. It's just
Yeah,
like-
no, that's
I
what
don't-
that's
I-
what that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be a long time for the whale. Like for the whale, it's gonna be just I don't know, a couple seconds.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But
I don't know
or
how
whale
to work.
seconds. It's gonna be a couple whale seconds for
Hell,
him.
second.
And it's
Well,
gonna be like
seconds.
a couple minutes,
True, they
maybe
probably
hours
have
for us.
a different concept of time than we do.
Yeah.
So,
Well, how long when you see on the news and shit when shit gets beached, they're usually able to like rescue it, right? They get it back in the water.
Ooh.
every time I've seen a beach whale, it's
Ooh.
already dead by the
Yeah.
time they report it.
Damn.
That's just from my experience. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
What do you think, Cam? Do you think animals have politics amongst themselves?
Animals do have hierarchy structures, though.
Yeah, but I don't
Like
think
lo-
that's what
like
causes.
Jerry, you're laughing, but it's true.
What?
Lobsters have hierarchy structures. So if it's basically determined and in an animal way of fighting. So basically, if one lobster beats up another lobster, then
that lobster's the shit.
the lobster that wins gets that boost of serotonin, and then they present themselves to the lobster world in a different way by their body language. So like they basically stand up straight and then with their shoulders back, and then they look tough. Like they basically, you see a hench guy in the gym and he's just mad swole and he looks like he's walking weird because he's so muscular. That's like how lobsters get when they win fights, basically.
Lobsters
then-
get wedge. Like, yeah.
And then the lobster that loses, they don't get that much serotonin in their brain, so they basically become depressed, and then they don't mate with the best female lobsters.
They make
And
with
then
the
they
ugly
just-
ones.
Yeah, they just alienate themselves from society, and then that way they kind of establish a hierarchy amongst themselves.
Now, bear in mind, people, that all of what James just said is subject to whether or not that fight was witnessed by a person. Because
No, not even- not
should the
even,
bigger
because-
lobster win, that lobster is
No,
getting taken
because
home and dipped in some
If
bar.
you lose, then you have less serotonin in your brain, which will make you depressed. So
Right.
even if there's no one to witness it, you know you lost. So that's gonna be in your mind that you lost, and then.
But that hierarchy
you're-
system is then
the hierarchy
it
system
starts
is
again.
then
It's-
judged by how said lobsters present themselves to the lobster world.
So
So-
what? That the depressed lobster comes back to ends all sad and shit. Everyone's like, "Yo,
Yeah,
what
and
go on?
then-
What's up?"
Yeah. So
And-
then they will slouch. They have slouched body language, and then the winner has basically a winner's body language. I don't know how to describe it, man. I'm not that technical.
Well,
but
let's say
basically happens
for
in that
all
way.
intents and purposes that the winner has been eaten by us because it won, right? So what
Yeah.
what are the next like, I don't know, couple
It's the
hours
next
looking like
toughest-
for
it's
them?
the next toughest lobster, because I think lobsters live together.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
like that. They live in like similar areas. So obviously the lobsters with the most serotonin and higher in the hierarchy have access to the best living areas, because who's gonna tell them not to live there?
That is
They
true.
just basically messed up every other male lobster in the vicinity, and now all the female lobsters want to mate with them because they're superior and they have more serotonin in their brain, which makes them look a certain way. So I guess
It's basically big dick energy,
exactly
but
that's exactly
for,
what
but
it is.
for crabs.
That's
lobsters
exactly
even.
what it is. Yeah. So I guess it kind of works like that. So I guess they kind of do have some sort of politics.
Well, I
In
mean,
a
I
way.
did. That is funny. I did see a video literally a couple minutes before starting this podcast of this lobster eating its own children. Like, again, if you're watching the video
Damn.
version, here's that video. But also, yeah, it was just like surrounded by a sea of its own tiny fucking
I think I
children,
might have seen that.
and he was just picking them up. Like, it was just like a 9-to-5 job for him. Like, he was just
Like I was eating sunflower seeds.
watching
Just out
fucking
there,
TV.
picking
Yeah.
a handful and just like, or
Yeah.
popcorn even.
Yeah.
Wait, it was surrounded by what?
A sea of its own babies. Like, it looked like it was in a flower field, but when you look closer, the flowers are just tiny crabs or lobsters even.
Oh yeah, I've seen that video.
and you just scooping them up and.
Oh, is it a
and
video of a crab eating its babies?
yeah, or a lobster.
Crab
I don't
eating
really
that.
remember what the differentiation is
I
between.
don't know. I don't
crab
know what the
doing that.
difference is.
What's
What is the difference between a crab and a lobster?
I think lobsters
don't-
walk forwards.
Bro, they look completely different.
I
And,
heard
yeah,
that lobsters
walk
can't
forwards.
die; they have to be killed.
Nah, they
Oh, that's
what
fucking
I heard.
elite. What?
That's
That's
why I
big,
don't know how
man.
true that is. So basically, if they're not killed, they live forever.
Like jellyfish.
That's a myth.
That I mean, it exists with
I used to
jellyfish.
believe
So.
that, but then it was something about it was like huge. Like it's not that they live forever. It's something else.
I heard that underneath all that armor, it's actually just little men driving this.
Oh my days! Look like plankton.
Yeah, yes. That's fucking plankton on the inside. Trying to get the formula again. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Oh, fucking ravioli, give me the formula.
Apparently, human antidepressants work on lobsters as well.
Well, placebos will work on anything, won't they?
You think antidepressants are placebos?
Absolutely. That's like it's
No,
like it's like the it's
I
like the
don't
well,
think it is, man. It just boosts your serotonin in your brain.
it's
Make you happier.
it's like a whole okay. Again, this could just be me being a conspiracy theorist or whatever the fuck, but it's like cancer. They make too much money off it. Think about how many, especially nowadays. Think about how many people are. I mean, it's a good thing that people are coming forward about the depression and anxiety and stuff. I'm glad that social media has set that like platform, but
I should share it.
it's
Wait, what did you say?
does that not make sense?
I have a theory about that, and I don't think I should share it. But
I can cut it out, James. It's fine.
Might as well, man.
I don't think as many people are actually depressed as they say they are.
As
They
in,
just feel unhappy and they just self-diagnose themselves with depression. That's how I feel. I don't feel like as many people who are actually depressed.
I don't think that's that crazy of a thought, to be honest, James. I'm pretty sure it's one of those things that loads of people think,
I could.
but
I
they just never say it.
Up until now, I feel like I'm the only person who has that thought, and I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like people would think that like I'm crazy for thinking that. Like, oh, how could you think that, man? If they're depressed, they're depressed. Oh, shut up, man. But yeah, that's really how I feel about it. I don't feel like as many people. Yeah,
It's
it's
more so for the I wouldn't say for the. It's not really clout, is it? It's more so for something to put on social media, something to.
People clout mental illness on Twitter. They act like one mental illness.
Yeah, let's not pretend
is
that that's
worse
not a
than the
real
other.
thing. Real quick, actually, yeah, let's quickly just
That
not
stuff
pretend that's not
actually
a real
happens,
thing.
bro. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. We live in a weird time. But yeah, go on. You were saying something before.
Well, it's a whole complex of people. It's like it makes you feel what's the word I'm looking for? Like knowing that people care, I guess.
What do you mean?
What's the word I'm looking for? It makes them feel
Well, like reassured.
yeah, I guess. Yeah. For lack of a better term, it's reassurance when they because especially like when you see where like loads of people flock to whatever post that is, and like the person who made the post say nothing, or like barely even acknowledge the post at all.
Yeah.
They just did it for the the subconscious satisfaction that people actually give a
care.
fuck.
Like they have. Yeah, I get you. I feel like that's the one bad thing about social media. It's like it just creates some weird sort of mental state for people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The real Narnia is on the internet, James.
I'm telling you, bro.
It's a war. It's like it really is a completely different world. Like,
Yeah. they
imagine
really
if it was a
out here
place. If the internet was a place, it would be fucking anarchy.
It would be the worst place on earth, bro.
I used to think the
Yeah.
YouTube comment section was bad.
I'd rather go to Alabama
Oh,
than go to social media.
this whole
these
man
days,
would
bro.
rather risk getting lynched than go
Come
to
here,
the
nigga.
fucking.
Come here, nigga boy. Yeah, man. None for me.
I think the name of this podcast has to change, boys. Just the bold truths. It's
Did you
just.
just fart?
Are you farting into the microphone?
You're disgusting,
What do
man.
you think I am?
Oh, what was that?
An inbred, an imbecile,
You know when
all of
something
the
gets
above.
stuck in your throat?
Oh
I was
boy.
laughing at something stuck in my throat.
Oh,
I was
I thought you just mad fine.
It said, extinct bird re-evolves itself back into existence.
What?
Bro, stop farting, man.
Ah, chill, man. I don't do that no more.
I don't do that no more.
It's the fact that you had to say no more. That's
Yeah, exactly.
you I don't believe him, James. I'm not gonna lie, I don't believe this kid.
I don't believe him. He's lying.
What?
You're lying through your cheeks. I mean, through your teeth.
Did you say that on purpose or was that?
Yeah, no, that was definitely on purpose.
Okay.
As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by Cameron's whatever that was.
You're fine, bro.
It was but you're fine. And don't say anything about that. I said don't say anything about that. It should just be bold truths, man. Just the shit that people are too afraid to say. Because I don't know why people are afraid. I don't know why people are afraid to say anything nowadays.
Because everyone.
It's not like it can get any worse.
Self-esteem. That's the one thing I agree with.
Yeah, but that's social media's fault. That's
You said
and
what?
we have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Social media gave everyone
Depression.
weapons. Social media was like, yo, everyone strap up. We finna do this right here, right now. So then something happens, and the gay people come over, and it's like, hey, yo, in this movie, you didn't include no gay people. And there it is. They start popping off. And then what are you going to do? You have to surrender. You can't fight it. All different groups pop off on social media, and they bring companies to their knees.
Yeah,
It's different.
It's actually
It'd be
sad.
different now.
It's actually
You can't even
sad,
get away
bro.
with it. You can't even be like, oh yeah, that's gay. You can't. They'll get you.
Yeah, you can't.
What did you
Yeah.
say? What is your
Homophobic? And I'm like, oh, damn.
It just
It's
there has
bully tactics.
Us watching
It's
it's
bully
like,
tactics.
it's
there. It's just like, whoa, everyone's strapped up.
where the
Yeah.
but what I'm baffled about is where the uprising sensitivity came from. Like
It kind of just started. I feel like it's just the sense of they got somewhere at one point, and then it just says to themselves, "Let's see how far we can actually go."
Yeah, they said, let's do that again. Word to donkey.
Yeah, and then every time it works, they just re up on this
Rehash it.
mentality.
Yeah.
Let's see how far we can go from here. And now we're in a place where there's 100 genders. And
Boys, it's the same. What were we talking about earlier in the podcast where I was saying they're the conspiracy, because what was it earlier? What was the topic earlier?
I feel like that might be a conspiracy. It might be some.
Oh, the flat earthers. They've been sent
just
here,
like,
yeah.
Let's see how far we can actually push this.
And whilst they're
you know what
fucking
it's
going
a
off about
it's
that,
a social experiment. That's what it is. A social experiment to see how far we can push mankind and bring it to its knees.
it's actually
off of outrage.
sometimes it's scary to think about, because like it now that technology is at the point where it is, it's like not even 5 years is a shitload of stuff can happen, especially from this point. So it's gonna get to a point where, like, I don't know, does it get much worse? Like,
Probably will. There's been I don't see any sign of it slowing down. And to be fair, it's only been picking up steam ever since it started. So I guess it's kind of like, well,
I wholeheartedly believe
maybe
like
not
it's a
actually,
social experiment, like you said. Yeah, social experiment is definitely
one of the
probably
guys
best way to
that
put it.
was the 100 gender guys, they tried to get Piers Morgan fired,
Yeah, I saw that on
and
Twitter.
then he got a raise the next day.
He got a raise. Are you fucking
He got a raise
serious?
the next day. He got like a raise or promotion or something like that the next day. So
Yeah, probably because their ratings went fucking through the roof with how many people went and fucking found that episode or whatever it was.
yeah.
Again, if you're watching the video version, hear that shit. But fucking yeah, I saw on Twitter the beef. where it's like you can't. I think he responded something like, "Oh, you can't remove me because I'm currently identifying as a penguin."
Two-spirit
And that would be
penguin or something
yeah,
like that,
and that would be animal cruelty.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said in the fucking tweet
Oh.
response.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man.
People like him and like Ricky Gervais are where I aspire to be in life. Not personally, because I'm pretty sure if I met Piers Morgan, I'd probably punch him in the face.
Yeah,
He's probably
I don't
not
like
the
him.
most pleasant person.
He
to be
says
around.
some stuff that I think is agreeable,
But in the sense of
it's in general as a whole, I don't know.
These two
Okay.
people are able to live so freely. You know what I mean? Like we were just saying how social media has created that sort of weird mindset for people. They like completely live outside of that. Like Ricky Gervais, my guy goes fucking wild all the fucking time
Yeah,
on Twitter, and that's just how he is. Everyone takes his humor with a grain of salt, and he's a millionaire, dude.
I feel like if you're a comedian, you can say whatever you want. For sure.
wait, you feel like what?
Joke. You're a comedian, you can say whatever you want.
Not really, man. They tried to cancel Kevin Hart after he had a car crash.
Yeah,
And he almost
that's
died.
Kevin Hart though. Dave Chappelle gets away with it too, though.
Wait, how did they?
That's
I didn't
true.
hear. Wait, they tried to cancel him afterwards. I know they tried to cancel him before.
No, he tried
like,
to
with
cancel
the-
him, and then when he had an accident,
Oh
and he
yeah.
almost died. They made fun of him for almost dying.
No fucking way. I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
bro.
Isn't it just because he said something homophobic time ago?
That was
Ages ago. And
that
he
was for
apologized for it
yeah.
twice.
That was he was supposed to be
Told you, man.
hosting.
Telling
He was,
you.
he was supposed to be hosting the
Oscars.
Grammys or the Oscars or some
The
shit
most
like that.
powerful army in the world is gay people.
Yeah.
Nothing
Is what?
else. I don't want to hear it.
Is
Gays.
what? Yeah, bro. They
Gay
I can't even say that. I feel like they get too much respect, man. I can't lie. I feel like they get too much respect and too many benefits.
No, I disagree.
You disagree?
But I feel like they're too feared.
What do you mean?
Like, they don't need to be feared like they are. Like everyone just
Well-
kind of gets on their knees. Like, hey, look, don't hurt me.
Yeah,
I'll
and
give
that's why I feel like they get too many benefits.
That's
Because
only like from a social media standpoint though, because like you see on the news, like people are getting like the shit kicked out of them for being gay. or
let
for
me
being
ask, let
lesbian
me
or for
let
being-
me.
Yeah.
So I think from a social
I
media
disagree with
standpoint,
you.
yeah, they have
let me
a
ask you this. Yeah.
suit of armor.
How many times have you heard about gay rights or like LGBTQ months in the last year? Because to me, I
None.
thought you haven't.
No.
Because I.
Oh wait, what? Gay rights?
Not even like gay rights, like you know when they have like LGBTQ month or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I feel like they've had like 3 already this year.
You know
Like,
what it is? They have
what?
one designated one.
Yeah.
Then like other gay people just kind of keep it going, and it confuses.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
like
say
Pride.
they party hard,
They
man.
have Pride in the month of like they have Pride. Yeah, they have Pride like so many times in
Yeah.
different places.
And they get awarded that benefit.
That
but
was
then
in,
when it comes to black people, there's I don't know
I
about that. I don't hear nothing.
think that the Pride thing was in June, and in regards to like
Yeah.
with people are tired of black people now. That's like that's it.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
they're
bro.
they're tired of us now.
What did gay people ever really go through to be awarded such benefits like this? When black people died, bro, they got killed out here, and all of a sudden everyone's just tired of them. But no one's tired of gay people. Oh no, everyone loves them. Let's embrace them real quick. Let's enjoy their culture. Let's paint the buses rainbow colors. But I don't see no one painting the TFO bus black, bro. I don't hear none of that.
That is
I
true.
don't see it and I don't hear it, bro.
That
That's
is
all
true.
I'm saying.
But you know, I heard Dave Chappelle say this. What the gay people got going for them is powerful white man.
Damn, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true, bro.
That's the
Innit,
key
man?
to success in anything.
Yeah.
A powerful white
Yeah.
man.
Oh goddamn.
Yeah, I'm got it.
Yeah. It's hard out
There
here,
ain't
bro.
nothing you can't do with one of them on your
Yeah,
side.
remember, kids.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want as long as you have a powerful white man.
Yeah.
Go get you one of those.
Sure, bro. That's what the devil looks like.
Probably.
Some guy called like Harvey or some shit.
Arby.
Harvey.
Oh.
Just white, and he's got
Yeah,
like.
Harvey sounds about right.
He's just like, yeah.
Sounds about
Yeah,
white.
shake his
Yeah.
hand like, oh yeah, hello. Like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Stay in that room down the. It's all good here. You open the door, fall in the chat, and start burning in hell everywhere.
Yeah.
What everyone does is steal from black people, man.
You what?
And they don't even realize it's so bad. People don't even know.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like, I don't. They just want to be part of everything black people do.
Who?
Everyone else.
Everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't. I mean, earlier.
They all want to be us, but they don't want to be us.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. It's annoying, man.
It's
And then they want to tell you how it is, tell you what's black and what's not.
Yeah,
You
I was
never
just
know.
gonna say, I saw a video earlier before we were doing this of these two girls with dreads, or as I was corrected in the comments, locks. Apparently, dreads was a derogatory term that they used to. No, I know I wasn't actually correct. I mean, just I saw somebody correct somebody else in the comments saying that it was. It's
Oh
actually,
yeah, I was about to
Even
say,
though, bro, that's disgusting.
yeah.
Start locating them, man.
And obviously there's the entire argument with white people having dreads being, what is it, cultural appropriation. Now, when it comes to stuff like that, I could not
would
give
have to
less of a
disagree
fuck.
with you. I'd have
But-
to disagree on that one. I don't think it is.
I was gonna say, yeah. Although I literally don't care. Like I don't try and indulge in that stuff. But in my eyes, it's just a look. Fashion's fashion, dude. Like, but I
I
guess,
think with hair it's difficult.
yeah, because
it's a really
when I
difficult
started to
one, in
think
my
about it,
opinion.
like, it's not just you don't just grow dreads. You like it doesn't just come out of your head. Do you know what I mean? Like it is obviously some.
There's a process to it.
Yeah, there is obviously a culture aspect behind it. Like it is definitely like a group of people that started doing that first type of thing, you know. And this is just me going off the top of my head, but maybe that's why people see it as cultural appropriation, because it's not something that just occurs naturally. It's something
That is
you-
true. That is actually a different way of looking at it.
I
I don't know about cultural appropriation, but it does look really bad.
All
I
in
think
all,
the term as a whole has just been ruined.
yeah,
Just like kind of like it's been like taken out of, not really out of context, but like misused a lot.
and the
That's
reason
kinda
for
like
that is because
feminism
of
as well.
Justin Bieber. For that 1 week that he had dreads, the word
Oh,
or
yeah, I
the
forgot about that,
the
you know.
phrase cultural appropriation was used like 400 million times. So yeah, that's probably why it's been run into the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I all in all, I think people are just being too fucking. I don't think it should bother people that much if like they see a white person with dreads. Like I really don't. They're just.
It looks weird, but like I guess I don't know if that's just because like I'm not used to seeing white people with dreads, or if that's just because
It looks weird, and
naturally
it
just
always
look
will.
weird.
Yeah, it always will look weird, to be honest, James. Because I mean, I guess, yeah, you're probably right, because you're not used to seeing it, because the general connotation with dreads is that they're black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So I think it
I
will
don't
always
know.
look weird,
Nah, it's a difficult one.
especially if you see
Nah.
like young people with it. I don't think people should care so much, because they obviously.
Who? Which people?
If you see like young people with it, with dreads, like young white people with dreads, or any young person that isn't black with dreads, like it's most likely just coming out of a place of, oh, that looks cool, I want to do that type shit. Put some
What
respect
we got
on
there?
it. Yeah, that Cameron. Fuck.
What?
Yeah.
It sounded like you said something. That's why we stopped talking for like.
I said type beat, but I think my connection's bad, man. Keeps cutting out.
Fucking get some better internet, dude.
Yeah, you're in
Come on, man.
You're a
Oh,
working
sorry.
you're a working man. What's
I'm not. I go to university like a dickhead.
Well, at least he's honest. He's an honest man.
Anyone have any conspiracy theories they would like to share with us? I mean, there's
For some
only
reason, I thought
one.
you was gonna ask us for food. I wouldn't really anybody have any.
Yeah, let me just PayPal you some
Snacks.
food right now.
Hey, look, man, that's a business plan right there. Food gifts. Send me some of that.
For
Can't you just do that on Uber Eats or on Deliveroo or something? Just
What?
order it. Can't you just do that on Deliveroo or Uber Eats? Just order it.
I
to
guess you
their
could.
I mean, one I
But
can,
you
it
can
should
send
this
me your
build
personal.
should this build enough of a fan base? I'm sure someone will want to send Cameron food.
For real, yeah. Give me that.
Oh goddamn.
Although it's all gonna be side breast. Yeah, James. No, I think
Hey, look,
one.
man, I'll deal with some side breasts. Hey, hold the Keisha now. I got some side breasts on over here, man.
I guess
Yeah.
a lesser known conspiracy theory, or one that I believe.
The only
is-
one conspiracy theory that actually. Okay, I'm not gonna say I believe it because that's a stretch, but I understand it. It's the pigeons one,
What about what the fuck? What about the
Bro, you
That
need
pig-
to stop, man.
bro.
You
I
need to
can't.
chill.
I can't
No,
shake it,
wait,
bro.
Cam. I want to hear this.
Basically, the conspiracy theory is that pigeons are just government.
Bots.
Yeah,
I feel that. I could.
they're surveillance basically.
I could. I've not actually heard
I can
anybody
fully
else say that, but I
understand
could.
it
Yeah, I
because-
can totally understand why you would think
why,
that. Yeah.
Why are they really the only animals that aren't domesticated that hang around humans? That's first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, Brandon, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this one question. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Oh my God, he's right, Cameron. Oh
Yeah.
my
See?
God.
No, hold on.
I'm not spewing nonsense, bro.
Oh my
you ever
God.
seen a baby
Wait.
pigeon?
Whoa. I need to think about this for a second.
Nah,
Oh
listen,
my
Have you ever
days.
seen
He
a
said
baby
that,
pigeon?
and that got me the first time he said that. I didn't really think about it.
It still
I'm
gets it
telling
now.
you, bro. The thing is, I don't really believe it like that, but
Nah, when you
bro.
Yeah, wait, yeah.
think
Look,
about it,
what
when you
you
think
say,
about it,
Cameron?
it makes
Wait,
you
hold
a
on.
pigeon, nah, you're not gonna see a baby pigeon.
Why
because
not?
where the hell are the nests? Birds are not in places you can see.
Okay, Eric. Okay, let me.
That is a good
Have you
point,
ever seen
James.
a
Okay,
baby
wait, okay,
anything
wait,
else?
let me
I mean,
ask you this.
when you have a
Have
baby,
you
do
ever
you just
seen a
let it
pigeon
go
nest?
walk to the
Have you ever
park?
seen a pigeon nest? Have you ever seen a pigeon nest? I haven't.
No.
Yeah.
I've seen
what?
nests for a lot of different birds.
Well, how do you know
Yeah,
what's?
but you don't
How
know
the
what
fucking?
nest
How do you
they
know?
are,
Yeah.
you
How
just
would
see
you
the
know
Because
a
I-
bird?
All you see is the
What, does it have its name on it?
A bird flying from its nest, away from its nest.
Nah,
and
bro.
coming
That,
back.
bro, they don't. They don't have doors, James.
That's-
So any bird can just fucking walk
Bro,
in and be.
birds live in trees. They live in trees and live in bushes and stuff like that. I've seen many
Also, let me
nests,
listen to
bird
you, yeah?
nests.
They don't have leases,
Pigeons-
James. They can live wherever the
pigeons-
fuck they want. Obviously, they hang around
Pigeons
humans a lot.
are-
Wait, what?
They
Where a bird's gonna live if it's not in a nest, Brandon?
Like you just said, in a bush or a tree or a house, maybe. Oh, but maybe birds have advanced, James, and we just
Nah,
didn't.
pigeons are city birds.
No,
They don't
bro.
all live in nests.
Birds
Some of them live.
live in
You see it in
nests.
bridges. Some of them live in the gaps in bridges. That's probably why you ain't seen no nest.
Yeah, because it's infinitely warmer than a
all I know is
nest.
I've seen nests from many different types of birds, and I've never seen a pigeon nest in my life. So
I think you're putting too
I
much
don't know.
emphasis on this wooden bowl, James. That is a bird's nest.
okay, have you ever seen a bird live anywhere that isn't in a crevice? Or some, like,
Fucking
Like,
crevice
come on, bro.
animals. No, you are. Let's. Well, we won't dive into the whole where the birds live thing because I think we're just
Bro,
gonna
birds
disagree
are
on
government
that.
surveillance.
However, but no, I do. Yeah, I did want to pick up on the surveillance thing a bit more actually because that does make.
Why
G-
are they the only birds that chill around human beings?
Yeah, and they're so lifeless. They don't. They
Bro,
just
look at
when
it.
they walk around, they're the most
Have you-
derp things ever.
Have you ever looked into a pigeon's eyes, bro? What
Yeah,
do you see?
Yeah,
It's
and
nothing, bro.
I lost
Anything
IQ. I lost IQ.
Bro. I'm telling you.
You can't even look into both of them at the same time.
And
You have to go on the
they
other side.
Always have delayed reactions. They always have delayed reactions. They
'Cause
always
they're
fly
lagging.
too close to you. Bro, they're lagging, bro. They can't connect to the government HQ satellite. That's why. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you right now. It's not like I'm playing, but listen. I'm dead serious, bro.
But in saying that, right? Why do birds not get? I mean, okay. Look at it. Look at the instances of where you see a birds, right? What of interest are humans doing in those places where it would be of? It would make logical sense to get information from them using birds.
You can ask that about every single other animal that isn't a cat or a dog. Why? Okay. We know, that there's only 3 different animals that hang around human beings.
Right.
Dogs, cats, and pigeons. 2 of the 3 are domesticated, so they have reason to hang around human beings. The 3rd is a pigeon. What is a pigeon? And why is it so concerned with hanging around human beings?
Well, I think it's more so us invading their shit, right?
What do we offer pigeons? Nothing.
Actually, they literally eat scraps off the floor.
Yeah.
And that's from us.
But why are they the only birds that do it?
Because they know we're the species that carry food. That's why they don't go to other animals.
Do it. Other birds know we carry food. They don't hang around us. Why is it just pigeons? Why is it just pigeons?
I don't know. Maybe the other birds have shit to do. Like maybe pigeons are the.
Where do pigeons live, bro? Where do they live?
They're on the dole.
I need to answer this question. Someone needs to tell me, where do pigeons live? Because this is becoming ridiculous now. I'm getting fed up.
James is gonna start swinging on pigeons out here if he doesn't get answers soon, man. So.
Bro, I've been swinging on pigeons, bro. I just need to know, man. Where do pigeons live?
Oh my days.
Bro, even foxes. Foxes are scared of human beings.
There are several videos online of like where people get close enough to foxes and then foxes actually are like.
Oh, bro, did I tell you about that video I watched once? I watched a video. It's called Doggo
video?
Fox.
It's called what?
Doggo meets Foxo. What it was, it was just a dog and a fox meeting face to face, and they were both barking. And then I had it, I was at my dad's house, got a speaker in the shower, and I just come out of the shower and I was sitting it, and my dad was in there brushing his teeth. I'm ready, and I couldn't hear it on my phone, so I don't have a full volume. All he can hear is fucking. He's like, hey, turn it off.
Oh my days.
That's hilarious, bro. That is hilarious.
Oh my fucking days. I don't think until Cameron we have sufficient enough evidence to say that James is incorrect. I genuinely like this is how you have to treat conspiracy theories unless you
look, man, the reason why there are so many of them.
Okay. Hold on. Before you
like
even delve into that, what James could be right in the sense that they are surveillance, but maybe he's wrong in the sense that they're not all surveillance. Like they hide. Only amongst some of these pigeons are like secret agent pigeons. The 007 of pigeons is amongst.
The weird thing about pigeons is, for some reason, most of them only have 1 foot.
What the fuck?
Next time you see a pigeon, look at it. It will have 1 foot. I bet you. They always have 1 foot on 1 knob. But someone's flexing them and cutting one off.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. There's something about pigeons. What animal do you see?
I don't understand.
That was the leg.
I don't know what it is.
That was the leg that rejected the tracking device, so they had to cut it off.
Not even. It just malfunctioned. Malfunctioned.
They can't afford repairs on all of these.
They can't. Bro, how are they gonna repair the millions of pigeons that they've put out into the field?
Well, make them out of something you can fucking repair easily, then, isn't it?
Or you can control you can make them just walk on 1 leg without having to repair them.
Or you could make them have 1 leg and have people be like, oh, that pigeon has 1 leg, and get closer to it.
And then when they're about to die, they fly back to HQ for repairs.
For
So that
downloading.
Let me even ask you this: have you ever seen a dead pigeon?
No,
What did you say?
I googled pigeon surveillance.
Of course, it's gonna say no.
Wait, look what came up. 5 sentences.
Oh shit.
They came up with pigeon surveillance, and then a whole section underneath about pigeon surveillance.
James, we're onto
Listen,
something.
I stumbled upon this conspiracy theory by accident, but
The
picture with the
technology has improved drastically.
This picture just has a camera for a head.
Control and wireless transfer data in HD. Jeez.
In high definition, the modern pigeon drone has come a long way. What? And it ends with one way or another surveillance pigeons under. Wait, is it?
Pigeons aren't real.
Yeah. One way or another, surveillance pigeons aren't new.
Bro, people are really about this. There's videos. Chinese surveillance pigeon catch.
There's even a label diagram as to where the CPU, the wireless antenna.
Search for pigeon software.
Pigeon software. Oh, I think that's.
Hey, listen, man. All I'm gonna say is,
yeah,
pigeons are surveillance. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Pigeons aren't real.
And that's the only conspiracy theory that I would actually consider believing.
I completely forgot to actually. What was even the conspiracy theory I was about to bring up before pigeons came into the equation? That tap water is what gives you like dementia and amnesia and shit.
I agree with you.
What?
Yeah, because I mean,
think that tap water.
Why?
Okay, first and foremost, have you ever tasted tap water versus boiled water? Right. So there's that. There's a significant taste difference, James.
There's a reason for that.
And yeah, no, I'm about to get to that. And that's because like when you boil water that comes from a tap, you've seen in your kettle it produces all that limescale and shit, which is just the zinc and the whatever other fucking bullshit is in tap water. But that's the shit that gives you the fucking the amnesia and the dementia and shit.
Are you arguing that the
consistent consumption of
purpose?
tap water will give you amnesia? Yeah, that is exactly what I'm arguing.
Are you arguing that someone is putting this in place, or are you arguing that this is just the natural effect of drinking tap water?
Both.
What did the government stand to gain if the population get?
Bro, you get to retirement
water?
age. You get to retirement age. You get dementia or amnesia, or whatever it is. Then you forget to claim your pension. That's like hundreds of thousands.
Why are you acting like these individuals don't have families?
Yeah, they're drinking it. They're drinking it too. They're just as fucking stupid.
So you're basically trying to say that the government is trying to get the whole world to forget that they went to work for 60 years,
Okay.
so that the government can take their money for pension.
Okay, obviously. Pension money. Well, the government are smart, James. They're not only going to do something for one what's it called? One possibility or one opportunity.
I can't lie, bro. This sounds ridiculous. I can't lie to you,
bro. The government can take anyone's pension anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Again, boys, you're losing sight of the point here. It's not obviously that's just one example. That's just one outlet as to why they are fucking with the war, right? You forget to claim your pension. Who knows what other fucking barrel of things it can get you to do?
Bro,
that benefit them.
I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie. This is sounding like a stretch right now, bro. I can't wrap my head around this one.
I do think tap water degrades you though. It's got loads of stuff in it you shouldn't have.
You definitely shouldn't have them. Definitely shouldn't have.
Tap water is just repurposed water that's been filtered in or not.
Tap water.
It is.
Poo water. You're trying to drink poo water.
I don't drink tap water anyway, but that's not because.
And congratulations, you're not gonna have amnesia because of it.
I don't think that's because
I'm
of
not saying
anything.
it gives you amnesia, bro. I don't know what the hell that is, but.
Amnesia? Are you serious? You don't. What do you mean you don't know what amnesia is? It's not.
I don't know about tap water give me amnesia. I don't
Oh.
know that. I forgot what it is. No, wait, that's not the right one, is it?
I said both.
That's
Amnesia and
dementia.
dementia. Yeah, I said both. That's funny.
Oh,
It gives you one of them. That's definitely for sure. Dude.
I forgot which one it is.
Dementia. See, that's what regular consumption of tap water does to you, James. Exhibit A. Just go along. I'm trying to prove a point there.
Yeah, bro, I don't drink tap water.
Bro,
man.
tap water tastes weird because it's filtered in a way that isn't as clean or as efficient as bottled water. It's as simple as that. People
But
who make
why?
bottled water-
Why
bottled
not?
water-
Why not, James?
Bottled water, okay, I'll tell you why. Because people who make bottled water, that is all they live for. That's their business, to make water taste amazing.
That's
The government,
bullshit. No
the
way.
government, tap water, especially in the bathroom, is just made clean enough so that if you do manage to consume it, it won't kill you. That's it. They like.
Why
There's only
does
so much you can do, bro. Especially if that's not the only thing you have on your agenda. If you're the government and you have to think about all these different things, water is just one of the things on the list.
they
So you're
choose
not
what
really-
they think about? It's not they have to think about all these different things.
Well,
It's
they obviously have priorities, and I'm pretty sure that water.
And the
isn't
population is
high on
always
it.
their number one priority. The population is their number one
But if
priority.
they make water that is just clean enough for you to consume, they don't care about how it tastes. If you can consume it and you're fine and you'll be healthy consuming it, what's the taste?
Who's to say that all the people that voted
Most of the best
Brexit,
things,
who
the
voted for
best things in
Brexit,
this world
are
for you-
are consumers of regular consumers of tap water? Who's to?
How can you prove that though?
That's
How
what I'm
can you
saying.
prove-
Who's to say?
But who's to say it isn't?
Me.
There you go. What, bro, most of the best things in that are good for your body taste terrible anyway. So
Wait, what?
most of the things that are good for you taste terrible.
That's. Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah, argue with me on that. Yeah.
I thought for some reason I heard that as the other way around.
Bro, the bad things for you is what tastes nice.
Yeah, I hate broccoli. That shit's trash. You're right.
Bro, yeah, exactly. There you go. Vegetables, green. Yeah, drank green tea, my nigga.
Green tea's alright.
Bro,
Nah.
green tea tastes like. It doesn't even taste. It's not as bad as I used to think it is, but it doesn't taste good. I'll tell you that.
There was one time when I was a kid when we didn't have any normal tea, and I really wanted tea with milk in it because it looked cool on the front of the front of the box. So I had green tea and I put milk on it.
How did it taste?
Yeah, James, I poured that down the sink, and I got my ass beat because of it. I was wasting tea. I was wasting water. And I wasted the milk.
Tea.
I wasted the tea, I wasted the water, and I wasted the milk. So I got my ass beat for 3 things. Don't put milk in green tea. It not only does it taste fucking weird, but it looks disgusting as well.
I don't know, man. I just think
It was
the
more so
government
to
don't really
highlight.
stand anything to gain.
It was more so
from-
to highlight the fact that they could be doing it to everything that we consume. You don't think that there's some sort of
If government
tampering
really
with
wanted
what we
our
consume?
money, they would take it, and not
They
tell
are.
anyone.
They are taking it.
How?
Tax, James.
They would take more. If they wanted more, they would take more. That's just the way it is, man. The government is as motivated to.
Yeah, but they can't.
So-
There's a threshold as to where they can obviously
What's that
display themselves as crooks. They can't. if they add more to what they take from us in tax, then they just. That's when the people start fucking doing something about it, and that's what they
That's
don't.
why I hate
that's
the
what
whole.
they don't want.
Oh yeah, government needs to tax the rich. They tax the rich more than they tax the poor. So I don't understand why everyone thinks the government is against mankind.
Because
for some weird
because
reason.
they are taxing the poor. Listen to what you just said.
You get taxed 20%. If you earn over like 100K, you get taxed 40%. So why would normal human beings think the government is against them or trying to take their money? If the richer you get, the more you get taxed, and the poorer you are, the less you get taxed.
The richer you are, the less it affects you. So again, that's they have
Bro,
they
if-
can't
bro,
just
if you make
obviously display
£100,000
themselves as crooks.
If you make £100,000 a year, you will take home 60K of it.
Yeah, but it'd
If
still
you-
be better than making 30k and losing 20% of it.
No, no, it wouldn't. Not in my opinion. Not in my opinion.
Because you
No,
still
no.
have more to take home. You'll have more to take home, so you're good.
That's just that you have more to take home because you make more. But I would
Yeah,
much
exactly.
rather get taxed 20% than
No,
40.
you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
So you're telling me,
But that's also
you'd
saying
rather
you'd
make
rather-
30K and
yeah.
get taxed 20% than make 100k. and get
No,
taxed
I didn't say
40%.
I would rather make that. I would rather get that. I would rather get taxed that percentage.
Oh,
I would
obviously
I would-
everyone would, but I would still not mind getting taxed 40% if it meant I could take home 60k.
Literally double what you were just saying, dude.
I don't know, man. I just don't. But that doesn't really necessarily prove that the government is out to get you, or that they prefer the rich. They want the rich to get richer than the poor.
Yeah, because they get more of their money when you with the rich.
Exactly. Yeah. So if they get more from the rich, then surely they would want to keep getting more from the rich because they're the ones with the money.
You have too much trust in the government, is what I deduced from this conversation.
No, I just think about common sense. I just think about it in one way. What possibly could the government gain from doing this?
You realize
And if I don't
every
find an
business
answer-
every business has to profit, James. Every business has to profit off of something one way or another, right? Off of some
Yeah, but
off
that's
of
why
some
the business
asset
is
in their
a-
business.
and
And the
that's why
government is like,
business a business,
yeah, but
and government's a government.
no, the government is not just the government. Government is a business. What do you mean that's you don't think the government's a business?
No.
In what way do you think the government is not a business?
Well,
What
because
differentiates
in
it?
my opinion, in order to be a business, you have to have something to sell. And your main
Lies?
goal must
Is that not enough merchandise?
Go away.
Act like I don't know nobody.
Yeah, I just don't see what the government stands to gain. Even from like the whole moon landing thing, what will they stand to gain from lying to you about it?
Yeah, but these are amongst governments you'll have obviously stupider governments than the others, but
But America is the powerhouse, so what will they stand to gain from lying to people about the moon landing?
I hate that I have nothing to say to that, but that doesn't
Bro,
make
I'm
you
too
right,
logical.
James. That doesn't make
I'm
you
too
right.
logical. That's
That
just
just
it.
makes-
I'm too logical. It just doesn't. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know, man. Bro, what year do you think they could realize that they can make messenger pigeons?
Probably as early as we found pigeons.
So then, if they could do that, why wouldn't they put surveillance in a pigeon to roam about?
Don't
just telling you,
now that
bro.
now that I'm thinking about it, don't the government make money from wars? Don't they? Isn't that how they make money? They make money from war, isn't it?
I
They-
don't know about that,
That's
so I won't be able to say. But from not knowing anything about it, my initial reaction to that is, in what way would they make money? Because obviously they have to manufacture weapons and manufacture stuff. So in what
Resources.
way? Yeah, they'd have to basically they'd have to spend money. So I don't know where that theory came from, but I don't know. I don't really agree with it or believe it.
Who are they paying
What do you mean?
for said like
Well,
resources? And shit?
let's say
Companies,
Brandon, you own a country.
contracts.
Brandon, you're in charge of a country, right?
Right.
I'm thinking of a random country. Luxembourg, yeah. They're like, all right, cool, yeah. You know what, Brandon? You know, fuck you. We want to go to war with you. Yeah, we got tanks. Yeah, we got soldiers on deck. We got jets. We got everything. Yeah, we're coming to you. What are you gonna do? What's your first like? What are you gonna do to combat that? What's your plan of action? You're gonna have to get soldiers, right?
Yeah, rally up some of my best niggas and.
Are they
Get
gonna
that.
do it for free? They're not gonna do it for free. You need some tanks.
Or with a convincing story and a montage, they're gonna do it for free. Yeah.
I doubt it, bro. You need some tanks. How are you gonna get the tanks? You need someone to make the tanks, bro. And if you don't get someone to make the tanks, you outsource a business to make the tanks for you. I need some guns. You make guns? I don't think so. You're gonna have to buy some guns. So you're spending all of this money on soldiers, on like weapons and stuff like that. You're gonna have to you have to buy food. to feed your soldiers, you're gonna have to like invest in like R&D. You're gonna have to invest in technology, stuff like that, training. Well, all that stuff costs money, bro. So I don't see how the government can make money off of wars. I don't know where that came from, but to me it doesn't make sense. I don't know, man. I'm just too logical for this.
Further
This
study is
conspiracy
definitely
theory stuff.
needed.
Indeed. I don't know, man.
An hour and 25 minutes into the podcast, though. That just about. Well, we'll leave that open ended.
We will.
And
what do the
both,
government stand to gain from going to war?
You guys have a couple questions now. What are to answer for us? Should there be any sort of comment section for this video? What do the government stand to gain?
Oh God!
Are these pigeons surveillance pigeons? You know, fucking. What was the other one, James? Does jet fuel melt steel beams?
Bro, that's
all of this and more next time on Dragon Ball.
The 9/11 one. Cam, were you here for when we talked about 9/11?
Nah, I think I was watching anime.
Oh. Yeah, I was basically saying, you know how I told you about the ping pong ball thing? If you shoot a ping pong ball at 500 miles an hour, it'll make up for a ping pong bat.
Yeah.
And you know people's main, like, at least the one I've heard the most is, jet fuel can't melt steel beams, or like, there's another common theory that
if the plane flew into the side of a building, it wouldn't. Yeah,
because steel is stronger than aluminium. There's no way aluminium can cut through steel.
Oh, do you know, James, I figured it out. I know what they expected to happen. You know, like when you stab, I don't know, like a straw into something and it just bends, right? The straw just bends or whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's too weak and it
if
just
something
bends.
has enough force, it will go through something.
They thought the plane was just accordion.
Yeah, like what's the plane supposed to do? Like, hit the steel beams and just fall to the ground. No, bro, it's a 200-ton plane flying at 500 miles an hour.
It's gonna go through that.
It's gonna go through anything. It's gonna go through pretty much anything.
I genuinely.
200 tons.
200 tons, bro.
Bro, what? That's the momentum.
Let me
crazy.
actually. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. The momentum must be wild.
But yeah, with that said, I'm gonna go smoke a suit. So, boys, Cameron,
eat, man.
Closing statement for today. You have a closing statement, boy.
Huh?
What's your closing statement, bitch?
Shit. You know, man, I blew it. I have nothing.
And that's what we'll read on your gravestone when you die. James, you got a closing statement for today.
Say what now?
You got a closing statement, bro, for the people, them.
If you believe the Earth is flat, actually, I don't know, man. I can't make stuff up like this.
You know, I mean, it's just you'll get better at this.
Know, man.
Just remember, people, one way or another, surveillance pigeons are nothing new.
Yeah, if you don't believe, if you don't question the reason pigeons hang around us a lot, then I think you need to get your brain checked.
There you go.
That's just it, really.
Straight facts. You heard it from the man himself here first.
Yeah. Oh God, nigga.
Boys, I guess, I don't know, check back here next week or some shit, see if there's another one of these up. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go edit this and buy a J.
Bet.